at you with yet another DJs BrewTube beer review. Well, I think it's a beer review. Why? Because today we're going to review Sprecher Bootlegger's Bourbon Barrel Hard Root Beer. Damn, that's a mouthful. Now this is I guess a flavored malt beverage they're calling it, and Sprecher says, who's out of Glendale, Michigan, by the way, US of A, yay yay, says that it's an adult beverage that's in the tradition of the, I guess, brewed herbs and roots and things that have become today's modern root beer. So basically it's a fermented version of their popular regular root beer. And they've taken that fermented version that's fermented to 5% ABV, and they put it into bourbon barrels and they age it in bourbon barrels. Now I'm not sure how long they age it because they don't say, but they take a root beer that I've had many times and as its soda form and put it in bourbon barrels. So I've had this one day that I was a little bit tipsy maybe after doing a few beer reviews, and I had it with dinner and I remember liking it. Now the other day I actually had to stop my kid from drinking it because he thought it was the regular Sprecher root beer. So you know what, let's get the top popped on this one and see what it tastes like, because I don't remember exactly. Now, like all the root beer, this is a twist off. We got a lovely Sprecher crown, but you guys know I don't do twist offs. So we'll put it in, I guess, a Nonic today. What else could we put it in, right? Let's see what kind of head we can get on this. The regular root beer gets a pretty epic head most times. So, there we go. We've got a root beer soda looking head. Why? Because it's hard root beer. We've got solid 2 fingers of head on this one when I swirl it. You're actually getting a little glass lacing clinging to the side. I imagine root beers, I guess, is just a fermented beverage, you know, like maybe hard cider. It's the same thing, but this is hard root beer. So when I look through it, just like the regular root beer, only the tiniest bit of like ruby brown hints come through it. But it's only a little bit. It's almost fully opaque. So we've got a khaki sort of head, and when I swirl it, we're getting like a little bit of glass lacing and some, I guess, some sugar almost clinging to the inside of the glass. And we're down to about 1.5 fingers, so it's quickly dissipating, sort of sudsy head. Let's get a nose on this and see what it smells like. Well, hellfire, it smells like root beer. Imagine that. A lot of vanilla, like the regular Sprecher root beer. And actually, it's got this bourbon undertone and sort of like more vanilla than normal. Now, the regular Sprecher root beer is known for its really strong vanilla character besides the root and other herbs that they put in there. And this one's just got this like bourbon undertone in the background, like playing. It's actually pretty nice smelling. So let's get a taste on this. And I like the root beer. I wonder if I like this as much when I'm sober. Well, it goes down and drinks just like the root beer, which is fairly viscous. So it's got a full medium mouthfeel. You don't taste a bit of alcohol, but it's root beer that's almost got like, it's like bourbon essence to the background. It's not like you poured a shot of bourbon into your root beer or anything, but it's got this vanilla sweet, like really sweet candy bourbon almost thing going on in the background, since it's like a fermented soda sort of that's got the bourbon barrel aging to it. There's no char, no bitterness, of course, because it's based off of like a fermented beverage, more like a cider, and I guess a hard root beer, which it originally was. But I'm drinking this now. Probably it's humid down here in the basement. It's probably about 45 degrees. As you can see, I've pretty much drained the glass. It's super easy to drink. It's quite sweet, but I'm taking this, I'm coming at this sort of not as like a bourbon barrel aged beer or anything. That I'm coming at it as bourbon barrel aged hard root beer, because that's what it is. And root beer is supposed to be sweet, but it's not cloying. Their regular root beer isn't cloying either, because it has that big vanilla presence, which this also has. But it's just damn good. I like it. I mean, I don't think there's any other ratings out there on this on Beer Advocate or Rate Beer. I didn't even check because I don't really give a shit. But I like this. It's really tasty, and for what it is, I'm gonna give it an A-. I think it's really tasty. I don't know if I would session on this necessarily, but I would buy it again. Hell, a 4-pack was $5.99. I mean, for that's pretty freaking cheap. And this is like one of the ultimate gateway drinks. If you have somebody that's not into craft beer and likes root beer, you could get them on this shit, man. I mean, it's just tasty as hell, and it's made well. That's all I can say about it. It's tasty and it's made well, and I would definitely drink it again, and I would buy it again. So, till the next time, guys, thanks a million for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Do me a big favor and think globally, drink locally, support the craft beer movement, help more variety like freaking, who knew, bourbon barrel hard root beer come out. And to the next DJs BrewTube, damn, that's a big peace out.